Hi, the case for today is Common Cause versus Union of India 2023. This case arose as a continuation of the 2018 Supreme Court judgment recognizing the right to die with dignity and permitting passive euthanasia through advanced medical directives such as living wills. The 2018 guidelines required judicial attestation, approval from multiple medical boards, and other procedural steps. In practice, the procedure proved cumbersome and impractical. Very few patients were able to execute or implement living wills due to the high procedural burden and delays in constituting medical boards. In July 2019, the Indian Society for Critical Care Medicine, alongside Common Cause, filed an application asserting that the 2018 guidelines were too onerous and were defeating the right they were meant to protect. The Supreme Court of India agreed to revisit the issue in 2023 to determine whether procedural safeguards required modification to make the right to die with dignity under Article 21 of the Constitution of India meaningful and accessible. Issues 1. Whether the 2018 guidelines were too cumbersome to be effectively implemented. 2. Whether the process for execution and implementation of living wills required simplification. 3. Whether procedural complexity was defeating the right to die with dignity under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. Decision. The Supreme Court of India held that the procedural framework of 2018 required modification to ensure practical and timely implementation. The Honorable Court brought certain changes in the procedure of making living wills. A living will must be in writing, signed by the patient and two witnesses, and attested by a notary or gazetted officer, removing the requirement for judicial magistrate verification. The hospital constitutes a first medical board to examine the patient, and a second independent medical board reviews the decision to ensure objectivity and prevent misuse. Judicial involvement at later stages is removed. Based on approvals of the medical boards, life support may be withdrawn or withheld according to the patient's wishes. The Honorable Court emphasized that procedural safeguards must not frustrate the right itself, and by simplifying procedures while retaining essential safeguards, it ensured that the right to die with dignity under Article 21 of the Constitution of India is practical, effective, and enforceable. Thank you.